shot97.com. Drill music 24/7. That's my new platform. Check it out, all right? And we'll talk later. Okay, welcome to the show that never ends. I am your host, Mr. Torrain, PKA Star. All right, I want to talk about a topic this evening that is not necessarily trending, but I want to say congratulations to many of you black families or black mothers and fathers who are teaching your black children at home more. Homeschooling. Now, I'm just going to say black, and you folks can chime in, whether it's, FBA, Caribbean. You're teaching your children at home more. Now, never mind my generation, because I'm 50-50 with this. I honestly don't know whether it's a good thing. I don't want to say a bad thing. Times are different. You are facing a much deeper reality with queer theory, which is being taught in schools. They are denouncing the teaching of slavery across the nation now, gender equality and things like that. So you have a different task ahead of you, okay? And on the outside, I'm going to say again, congratulations. However, there is a new update here to this particular reality. Came out yesterday by way of CNN, and they're saying a form of resistance. Resistance. Why? Well, I want to put some charts on the screen here shortly, but let me just check in with Deeds to make sure everything's okay. Deeds, are we good? The audio, the spelling, okay, is everything in sync? There should be no lagging, no dragging. Just want to make sure before we continue on here, okay? Also, coming up tonight, let me change my showrunner and acknowledge a young content creator who does great work. I've acknowledged him in the past. Jada Black on YouTube. He does great work. I've never met him, but from time to time, I check out his channel, and I always like to acknowledge him. I think his research, his preparation, and his execution is very, very good, okay? Jada Black on YouTube. He did a video yesterday. 52-year-old singer Mary J. Blige told to date a white man. Okay, this is by way of her new show on BET, The Wind Down. The Wind Down. So it sounds like she's ripping off Tasha K, but I don't want to start nothing. This show started yesterday. Anybody up to speed on Mary J. Blige's new show? Because of Jada Black, I watched half of the episode, the first episode. Oh God, it was tough. Taraji P. Henson, Young Miami, and Mary J. Blige. Anybody seen this show? Oh my God. I couldn't believe I was watching it. Trying not to hate. Mary J. Blige, never met her, but I have one of her 5 million units sold. What was that? No More Drama plaque upstairs in my office. They're all single. However, Young Miami, what is her name? Caresha, some old ghetto ass name. She's dating. Mary and Taraji P. Henson, they're not even dating. And somehow they went, or somebody suggested Mary date a white man. And that just like, it ticked me off in a sense, because, where do these women get off thinking a white man wants them? Troll babies. And let's talk about the difference between white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, or, phenotypically Caucasian, or white trash. Where do these women get off, black women, thinking that a white man wants them? And when I say wants, I'm talking about put a ring on it and wife you, not smash you, take you out and put you in a pair of red bottoms, just tricking on you, but, the long haul. So that's my question. Do white males want black females? And I'm going to be respectful. But Taraji P. Henson, she's younger than me. But she's not, anything that anybody would say, ooh, I'm dating her. She's a woman of notoriety and a really, really good actress. But she's not a spring chicken. She's got doesn't she have like two, I know she has one older son. Something happened with him and the police, and I don't know, anyway. But yeah, this whole thing about do white males want black females, that's a question for you tonight. If you guys want to call in and talk about, what is this Deed sent me here? Sweetie Pie's star Tim Norman sentenced to life. I didn't watch that show. That was some reality TV show, and this guy, he has been convicted of arranging his... Slow down, Star. Convicted of arranging his nephew's murder. Condolences to the family, but damn, call in if you like, all right? Okay, let's get to my top story. And thank you for your donations early. Sir Shy got your donation. Yes, Jada Black goes hard. Make sure you tell him I, acknowledge him. He knows I put respect on his name. He does great work. And NJ Don, 89, salute to the machine. Thank you. Speaking of Jersey, okay, so more black families are homeschooling. Let me get my notes together here. New Jersey is one of those states where you've got a network of black families doing more homeschooling. Okay, let me put this on the screen here. Deeds, please make sure my audio is okay. Testing. All right. So this is an updated article, as you can see, Wednesday, March the 1st, 2023. A form of resistance. Why are they saying resistance? Why aren't they being celebrated, black families, Well, here's why I think. Let me put something else on the screen why they might be classifying this as a resistance. This is another clip here. Okay, Deed says turn the volume up some. Hold on. Test. Maybe that's better. Hopefully that's better. Here's another screenshot of something. This is by way of Edison Research. Well, here's why they might be saying a form of resistance. Black families are leading the charge. Now, this story, which is also in my community section if you have not seen it, goes back to right around the time of the pandemic. Okay, but again, this is an update. So here we have black families leading the charge by 16%. Asians, okay, somewhere around 8.8%. Non-Hispanic, white. White people love to say, Hispanic, not of white origin, And Hispanics only 12.1%. And that's here in America, okay? So the question that I want to, ask you folks tonight with regards to the homeschooling, is it a good thing? I want you to lead the conversation. I have no biological kids. Who the fuck am I to say whether you should or you shouldn't homeschool your kids? If we think about this, I don't like to see young black children handcuffed. I don't like that. I think it was Orlando, Florida, a couple of years ago. There was a young girl, maybe not even 8 years old, handcuffed because she couldn't wear some sunglasses. And they called the police or the sheriff and handcuffed her and took her to goddamn jail. And as I said earlier, the teaching of modern history, which excludes slavery, I think it's so important to teach the reality of slavery in America here. Not that you have to harp on it, but, an injustice was done, And CRT, critical race theory. Let me not forget that as well. They don't want critical race theory being taught in most states, okay? Let me acknowledge a few people early. Black Body Works, I got your cash app. Salute to you folks. I will be in touch with you soon. Black Body Works, thank you for tapping in. Darnell, got your donation, thank you. The Real Rico Mercado, okay. Rory is NYC Drill. Hashtag Hem Brittany, okay. Marquise, got your donation, sir. Getting my PhD in math. I want to help black parents. Hey, man, salute to you. Do you want to call in, Marquise? If so, shoot me an email. Tell me what line you're on. I really want you folks to steer this conversation. I'm leaning more towards thinking this is a great thing. More black people homeschooling. Again, my generation, you know my story. I was born in 64, raised in the suburbs. I went to mostly white schools. However, there were a lot of coons from my generation who took pride in saying, I was the only black person they allowed up in such and such a place, right? And those coons, never, nor will they ever, support black people doing for self. I want to make that clear, okay? But, Crown got your donation. Are you tapping in early, Crown? Area code 202. Crown, are you up to speed? Black families doing more homeschooling now.
What's going on, Star Crown from DC in the building?
Yes, sir.
As we all should. I think it's very, especially in 2023, I think it's very imperative that we educate our babies at home as much as we can, until they make it illegal, which at some point white supremacists will do that. We have to hit the nail. We got to strike. We can't lie to our children. We can't send them to school around white a system, and then they come home with schoolwork talking about Columbus founded America, and then we have to re-educate them and let them know the truth. So we can do that, or cut that short by keeping them home. If we can do that, also we need we need independent black schools, so we don't have to worry about them being miseducated. Some random police officer who thinks he can oppress our children and beat them up in colleges, and our children have to cut their hair in order to participate in different activities. We wouldn't have to worry about that if we had our own independent schools. So, okay. I strongly believe in educating our babies at home.
Hold that thought, Crown. To be objective, and I just want to throw something at you here. What about people who say, well, kids need to interact with other children from other ethnicities, and when you keep them away from each other, that can do more long-term damage, and they become less social. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, what about people who would say that?
Well, if they say that, then the flip side to it is we've been dealing with multiculturalism for the longest.
Okay.
How has that benefited our children? They watch our children get their asses whooped every single day, get mistreated, get miseducated every single day. They aren't sticking their necks out and saying, hey, sir, don't do, we don't see that. And if it is, then where is it? So the multiculturalism, you can kick that ish in the can right now, in the trash can. We ain't worried about that. We're worried about our babies. Okay. And if we're talking about socializing with other children, then we can link up at the parks with our children like we've been doing. You grew up in the 60s. You know how it is when parks and recreational centers had black.
I was born in 64, but I grew up in the 70s. The 70s, although beautiful, we were taught that homosexuality was wrong. If you see anybody kissing two of the same sex, you are to go report them to the principal's office. for real. I went to Shaka Maxon Elementary School. I went to Wardlaw Private School in Edison, New Jersey. I went to a Terrell Middle School. And if you saw two boys kissing, you were to report them. Go ahead.
and I'm glad you mentioned the homophobic aspect of things, because nowadays we have random teachers throughout the United States talking about call me they, call me them, and those, and don't call me he or she. Like, what type of crap is that? Yeah. So how about multiculturalism when it comes to that? So all the miseducation and the white supremacy aspect of things, we have to keep our babies safe, keep them at home. Yes, we do our 40 hours a week. Yes, we're tired. We work at 2-3 jobs trying to keep up with everybody else. Understandable. But at some point, we need to create our own institution so we don't have to worry so much.
Okay. Crown, hold on a second. We're having a good conversation. I don't know if there's any data, or maybe there is. I just haven't had time to pull it. Data to show how homeschooling helps certain groups, long term. I don't know about SATs and GPAs within certain groups.
Right.
I just have some Edison research stats here and some other things. Are you familiar with the Black Homeschoolers of Birmingham? They've got a group down there, Birmingham, Alabama, to be precise. Black Homeschoolers of Birmingham. And there's a great video about them, again, in my community section. And if you ask me, I think Black homeschooling groups, that's where some of your celebrities and entertainers, if they're not already, maybe they are, should be donating money. What do you think about that?
Well, listen, I would agree with that if the Black homeschooling is being funded specifically and only by Foundation of Black Americans. I agree with that. If it's funded by some other groups, then there's an agenda in there. So as long as we're funded by our own to benefit our own, I'm all for it. So I haven't heard of that, but if we can branch out and systematically put that in a homeschool in Miami, a homeschool in DC, Detroit, yada yada, we can go a long way with this. But get our babies out of this white supremacist system, so we don't have to mislead them, allow them to be misled. So,
all right, Crown. Before you go, my showrunner, inspired by Jada Black on YouTube, great content creator. Watching one of his videos about Mary J. Blige, it took me to BET to her new show. I watched as much as I could. And do white males want black females? Because it seems that, Kevin Samuels was right about a lot of things. And I forget what the
Godfather.
Yeah, I forget what the cutoff age was, but once a certain woman hits 35 or 40 and she's not a spring chicken and her options are slimmer, they then start talking about, well, I'm gonna get me a white man. So the question, do white males want black females?
I don't think that they want them as just for love and oh my God, no. I think it's a systematic thing. And respect to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels,
absolutely,
who's been pointing out the real since he was alive. Now, if these black women choose to allow themselves to be with a white man, then go on. It's enough black women out here for the rest of us who love black women. So go on about your business. Ain't nobody think about no Mary J. Blige. Whenever she's on 50 Cent show, I shoot past that because I don't want to see her quote unquote acting, which I don't think she can do. But
okay, all right. Let's not attack her. We're just talking about, the question itself, man. But you're saying, I forgot to wrap it up. You're saying what? Do white males want black females?
Mary J. Blige got with a white man to offset the money that the dude Kendall is getting from her. So respect the Kendall. Is Kendall his name, right?
Kendu or something like Kendall. I forget his name, but. Okay.
Yeah. She got with a white boy to offset that money. That's all that is.
No, she's single now. She doesn't have a white boy. But hey, man, thank you for the call. Thank you. Yeah. No, Mary's single now. She ain't got no white man. I'm just asking the question. Anybody seen Mary J. Blige's debut show? I haven't watched BET in eons, maybe 14 years. And I watched it online because I don't have BET in the house here. I watched it online and I'm like, oh God. I was trying not to hate. Young Miami. She's got 2 kids, 2 different baby daddies. She's popular. She's getting the bag. Yes, we know this, but there's something about her, in my opinion, that is just not likable. I'm sorry. I see why she's single, Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter how famous you are. There's something about her just like, And Taraji P. Henson, she's single as well. Taraji P. Henson said something that so many black women will say when they're not desired by, certain males or men of stature. You know what she said? Yeah, he probably gay. As a heterosexual man, I can tell you, sometimes you just do the math on a bitch and you say, no thanks, no thanks. No, I'm just not interested. No, I don't want to smash. I'm just not interested in you. And when she said that, it just made me look at her even more of a loser. I'm going to say she's a loser, Taraji P. Henson. I don't give a fuck what she's doing film-wise. She's a loser. Hold on a second, guys. Gangs of Love got your donation. Star, keep the same energy with them devils. Well, what do you mean, keep the same energy? Explain, Gangs of Love. I'm half devil. I'm not down with the losing team. Are you down with the losing team, Gangs of Love? I'm an atheist, but I've already said, when I was a believer, God's chosen people were the Jews. So who is the devils to you? Do you know Talmud? Do you know Torah? Are you a Christian? But thank you for your donation either way. Let's go to area code 980. This is the Objective Perspective, talking about a few topics. Are you up to speed? 980. Good evening.
Hi.
Hey, good evening.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi. Yes. Hi, I'm Duchess of Wisdom. I am a parent who homeschools / virtual school my daughters. I have a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Nice.
2 girls.
Nice. I'm not really that knowledgeable about homeschooling, so let me just say that right now. But salute to you. And I've just got some stats here that I pulled in this updated CNN article. Where do you want to start?
Well, I think, me and my husband, we had been talking about homeschooling when we had our first daughter that's 10, but, things happened. We didn't go through with it. So we, once COVID hit, that was like the perfect opportunity for us to, when everybody went virtual, it was like, okay, this is our moment. This is our time. And so we just kind of stayed with it. And my daughter's doing great and she likes it. But I think, when it prefers the more black families, I think black people are becoming more skeptics now.
Okay.
It's not about white supremacy to me. I think we already know that because we've been dealing with that. I think it's being more skeptical, not even just blacks. I've met a lot of Latino families at my daughter's because they have a virtual campus that we might meet up at like once a month, to hand them books and papers and stuff like that. And a lot of Latino families who cannot speak English are homeschooling and virtually schooling their children as well. So I think more people are, especially minorities, are becoming more skeptical because of school shootings, because of post-COVID.
School shootings.
Because of the whole, the LGBTQ whatever agenda. And I just think that it's the time and the future is here. So it's not just white supremacy and we need to build our own, because I don't want my kids linked up with a whole bunch of ghetto ass black kids. I'm just being honest. So honestly, to tell you that, can I keep it real?
Come
to
on.
Tell you the truth?
Let's go.
I wanted my daughters to be home away from the black children because of the influence.
Ooh.
Because of them coming out of the hood, influencing my daughters. I mean, you can teach your kids, but when they go into these schools, they're being manipulated. They're being controlled. Peer pressure is real. So it's not even so much the teachers, it's the children. And I hate to say that. I know it might hurt, being a black woman. And it do hurt me to say that, but I have to protect my children from people that look like them. Just be honest with you.
Right. And if I can just jump in here, it's not just society, and you said you have daughters, and I say this with all due respect. Sometimes more than often, their eyes look at those young boys, and those young boys, acting all thugged out, and the young girls, that's what they gravitate towards. If they're not being homeschooled, if they're not being taught proper manners and things of that nature. Go ahead.
Absolutely agree. The boys, the ghetto boys from the hood, me and my husband, we talked about that. My husband's a little older than me, so I'm 38, he's 52, and he's, I learned from him. We understand each other. We come from 2 different generations, so we bring our thoughts together.
Good for you.
And he's from Lower East Side, New York, so he know about the hood. I'm from the South. I live in North Carolina, so he came down here with me.
Okay.
So, we come from 2 different parts of the world, but we brought our ideas together. brother, and he said, baby, I seen a lot of things being in the city. And I said, baby, I seen a lot of things being in the South with racism. And there's a lot of ghetto black people down here, too. So, and I'm not trying to make it so much of a race thing, because we always say white supremacy, but we never want to talk about the black ignorance and the black supremacy that has ruined our people, ruined children, ruined
Very
families.
good point. Very good point. And I saw a video last week. I forget where it was. And it was, I think it was TikTok. And it was so sad to see a young girl. She was talking, I want a drug dealer. I only date thugs and something. Got to be a gang member. And I say, God damn, that's still the mindset of some of these younger people. But yeah, you're absolutely right. So the article again is an update. The story first came out in 2020 during the pandemic, and I'm just gonna say salute, congratulations. I'm not a parent, but I think this is a good thing. Any final words?
And can I make one last point?
Sure.
So our daughter is virtual, so our county has their own virtual academy.
Okay.
So she's online with black, white, Asian. We have a couple young guys that lived in our county, but they are in Africa right now. So so the good thing is, if we decided to move around, if we decided to go to another country, we can still virtual from our county if we have dual citizenship. So I'm not all for that. Oh, I need to have my child enrolled in a black homeschool. I mean, I wouldn't mind linking up with black women if they're homeschooling just for the culture.
Right.
But I don't have to have them in a black homeschool network. Because I still want my daughters to experience the diversity. I don't want to shelter them. But there is a difference. If you want to ask people this, some people are against virtual because they feel like they want to completely homeschool, which means I'm teaching my child everything book by book myself, or virtual where they are speaking with other teachers from around the world and they're on camera with other students in their county or internationally, and that's what my daughter is doing. And I just wanted to put that on a final note because there is a difference. But to me, if my baby's at home and they're being taught, they're homeschooled, whether it's virtual or I'm teaching them myself. But my 4-year-old, we're teaching her right now on our own.
I was just going to say I didn't even consider that because everything pretty much is going to a virtual lifestyle, so to speak. So that's a very good point. Thank you for your call. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you for letting me on. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye now. All right. Oh, we cooking tonight. We cooking. Yeah. More black families are homeschooling. If you're just now joining us, this particular story came to me by way of a CNN update yesterday. And 16%, according to the Census Bureau, of black families, or an increase, of 16% from 2020 until 2023 now are homeschooling, leading the charge. Hang on a second. Who's Mo Fax? Mo Fax is in the building. Mo, good to hear from you, man. Thank you for responding so quickly.
Oh, I always start. You know what it is?
Yeah, man. So I was talking about this reality that is picking up traction, so to speak, with black families homeschooling. My sources, Edison Research and CNN. You've been calling into my show for a number of years, and you were talking about homeschooling years ago. Yes? You want to chime in somewhere?
That is correct. I was not currently homeschooling at the time, but I said it was an option.
Okay.
And I am one of those 16% that actually took the leap during the COVID situation.
Nice.
When they sent the kids home virtually.
Nice.
I never sent my kids back. And for several reasons, one being I'm one county over from Loudoun County. That's been the epicenter of the whole, how you want to say it, trans, teaching kids, sexual kind of stuff like that. And I was like, nah, you're not going to get to my kids that way. And as the last caller said, once we started doing virtual, I realized the subpar level of education my children were getting anyway.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this is what they're passing off as education. Of course, the in-school education was better, but if this is what y'all satisfied with giving them as a substitute for education, I was like, no, we're not going to send them back. And just to remind people, too, one more thing is that I didn't participate in the vaccination. And I didn't know if that was going to become an issue or not with them going back to school. So for it not to be an issue, I took all the power in my hands to say, no, you won't be going back to school. You'll be staying at home. And honestly, I'm lucky. I have a wife that stays at home. So that helped. A lot of people don't have that ability or luxury to have one parent to be there to actually be involved in the education. What worries me is a lot of people may be saying, yeah, I'm homeschooling, but they're just keeping their kids at home.
Yeah, and if I can just
jump, what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I can just jump in and say, my mother was getting her master's degree in the early 70s, so I always knew her to be going to college when me and my brother were coming up, and my father, of course, he owned construction companies. So, us being at home by ourselves, playing at home, things like that, that was normal to us. And other friends and associates of mine, their mothers, a lot of them were stay-at-home moms, but they were always busy and active, raising the kids, taking their kids and me and others to different hockey matches, motocross, and different stuff like that. So I never looked down upon them, mothers that stayed home. So it's, I'm kind of leaning towards it. I think it's a good thing, especially since now you just pointed out some things, what they're trying to push sex upon kids at an early age. I don't like that at all. But the virtual aspect, I didn't even think about that. You can have your 10-year-old or your 12-year-old communicating with kids from Japan, Birmingham, England, and they can get a better scope of things. Yes?
Mm-hmm. And you can also tailor your education by getting people to come in and virtual with your kids from the teaching aspect of it. Where, you can go and say, okay, I want this person to tutor my kids for an hour in this subject. Right. And the fact that I have 3 school-age children, It's a little cheaper if you want to do that, where you have 3 people, one person teaching 3 children. It's a little more economical to do that. So I would just say it's a great opportunity. You hear a lot of black people talking about, I don't want my kids to grow up, learning this and learning that. This is our opportunity now to take control of what our kids learn. And that's the most important thing to me, is that I set the curriculum. I challenge my kids to not only, I don't tell them what to think, I challenge them how to think. And I've noticed that they've become more curious. Okay. It's not just, let me learn this so I can pass a test. Of course, they were getting at it from home anyway, but it's a 24/7 thing to say, why do you think that?
Yeah.
Why do you,
if I can ask before I forget, Mo, I don't want to lose this thought. Sorry to cut you short. Will homeschooling, black family homeschooling, make black families stronger? I mean, we've all been speaking about the negative impacts and effects of welfare, here in America. But now, does black homeschooling make the family stronger moving forward?
Yes.
Come on.
I'm a believer of that, because what it does is there's no separation there now. There's no, what did you learn at school? And then let me try to kind of pick up from where they left off. And one of the issues I had constantly I was doing was correcting. I was one of those people, they came home, Rosa Parks, no, Claudette Colvin. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing of constantly challenging what they would learn. So now it's no more challenging. It's a let's build it from the ground up kind of situation. But as you always know, I got to be honest, as this becomes more prevalent, look for the teacher unions to push back, because every child that's not in that classroom is costing the school system money.
Well, I was just
at the end of the day.
I was just about to say, pardon me, the article, the update yesterday on CNN, it says a form of resistance Resistance.
Exactly.
Why? Why is that so? Why isn't this a great thing? But go ahead and finish up, Mo, and don't forget to promote your show as well, Mo Facts on YouTube, please.
Well, I'm glad you allied that up, and I'm gonna oop it on home.
Yeah.
As I said before, I live one county over from Loudoun County, and
Right.
you know, as the new administration had the FBI actually looking at these parents that was challenging what their kids were being taught. And this is, you know, if whenever white people catch a cold, we catch the flu. And as they start to see this form of resistance,
Right.
when you hear words like that,
Yeah.
you're going to start to be put on lists. And, oh, we need to come talk to your children, see
Yeah.
what they're being taught.
Right,
is
right.
it up to is it up to our curriculum?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that kind and it's crazy that people think they can just leave their kids at home, and not send them to school. No, you have to fill out paperwork. You have to have a certain level. In my state, at Virginia, you got to have a certain level of education just to teach your children.
Yeah.
You know, from home. So it's not just this has been a real. I always knew it, but this has been a reminder that our children are not our children. Our children are on loan from the state. We have to realize that. Now, what we have to do is, do the best that we can, to teach them what we can.
Right.
And I'm always going to have my children challenged. But as always, Star, thank you for letting me call in.
Thank you, man. Absolutely.
My show is currently on a premiere right now. But, anytime the big homie call, I'm always there, especially with this subject. And you know what? I'm going to show what big a person I am. It was Dana that challenged me.
Dana
to say, why are you not homeschooling?
Dana with the data.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. She said, why are you not homeschooling your kids if you're for homeschooling? Now, the reason why I wasn't homeschooling the children then was because the social aspect was more important than the full control of what they were learning.
Okay.
Because that is still a hurdle that you got to have.
Right.
But as I said before, with what they're trying to teach them now with this whole sexual and also the victimization mentality, because I saw the CRT coming. Right. And my children will never, ever, ever, ever be victims and taught to be victims. So that was a huge that was the push for me. So as always, Star, thank you.
Thank you, Mo.
People can check me out at mofax.com, mofax MOEFACTZ on all social media, YouTube, with everything else. And I got to always remind them, this is where I got my star. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Mo.
Star.
Thank you for tapping in. Yes, sir. Okay, take care. Mo Facts tapping in. Oh, we're cooking tonight. I don't even have kids, but this topic, this subject is it's interesting to me. Homeschooling. More black families are homeschooling, according to the Census Bureau, Edison Research, and other groups as well. Jordan Wells, I see you, sir. Thank you for your contribution. Do you want to call in? Are you in the live chat? Jordan Wells, you can always text me if you want to call in. Where is Jake the Great? Hang on a second, Jake. I see you in the queue. Sit tight. Jake, sit tight. I'll be right there. Yep. Okay. Let me also acknowledge Tomau got your donation. Life learning lessons starts in the home. Always has. Okay. Who's this? Marquise. Okay, Marquise, sit tight. I'm coming to you next. What did I want to mention? Something here I wrote down earlier. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, and I had a great meeting today about my 24/7 drill rap station again, shot97.com. And we're going to be having station IDs and promos on the platform next week. Right now, again, this week, I just want you to listen, shot97.com, all right? Okay, I can't find those notes. Jake, how are you, man? Thank you for your donation. Where do you want to start? We're talking about more black families are homeschooling.
Hill figure nigga, what's happening, man?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm checking in, talking as a Caribbean man, Caribbean black man, because I see everybody throws their titles up and now, you feel me? So, me, I think more FBA black people doing homeschool. It's a good idea. It might be good right now, but I think it's too late. This would have been a good idea 30 years ago because
Come on.
They, the song where they say, the roof is on fire.
Yeah.
Man, listen, that shit been burning. And
We don't need no water. Let the mother effer burn.
Yeah. It's burning. It's burning to the ground.
Ooh.
They just now realize that their children been getting indoctrinated. They've been getting indoctrinated into that stuff. It's just now, once they threw it in your face, you're like, oh, my goodness. This is what they do in school? Oh, my goodness. And I keep hearing this white supremacy. Y'all too caught up in the sauce because there's poor white trash that get it too. The white people been calling out saying, hey, what are you teaching my kids in the school? And nobody listened. But now y'all see that the roof is on fire for real. You want to pull your kids out.
Okay.
And you might think it's a good idea, but you got to think this, though. You're only going to create more serial killers and more mass murderers because now that kid is not going to interact and learn to lose and learn to win and learn to deal with society. So now when
now hang on a second, Jake. I want to jump in. You contribute to the show. You've called in before. You are of Haitian descent, yes? Were you born in Haiti or born here? I forget.
I was born in Haiti. I came here real young, 6 years old.
Okay. So America has got their nose in Haiti, as I'm sure you know, in the CIA, and they are doing a lot of damage over there. And you're saying that the education in Haiti is well, never mind Haiti. You're saying that here in America, and the article just says black. It doesn't say Caribbean, FBA. It just says black. You're saying it's a bad thing here?
Well, I think it's a bad thing because it's too late. Because I always feel like the real enemy is not racism, but globalism. People that have the most money, big corporations that really control how things move.
Okay.
So it's like it's already to the point where people don't interact with people already.
Okay.
You know,
the correlation I was trying to make, pardon me.
You know what I'm saying?
The correlation I was trying to make, just to be objective, not to throw you so much a curveball. Is it too late for Haiti because they're still having a civil war over there of sorts, and they're resisting, the U.S. interference and other things? Just to be fair,
well,
you're saying it's too late here. Is it too late for Haiti?
It's too late. Well? It's been too late for Haiti because they assassinated the president during the I don't want to throw it out there. I don't know how the algorithm is, where he didn't want to accept those donuts to come into the country because Haiti, we get sick, we're not gonna go to Tylenol. We're gonna go to our herbs. You know what I'm saying? Our grandma recipe to make us feel better. Okay. So once he denied that, people came banging in his White House talking about CIA, FBI. They started speaking English. They went in there, they shot up his wife, and they assassinated the president. So ever since then, Haiti been messed up. But it been messed up ever since then because once you took out Papa Doc, you feel me? Haiti been messed up. If you Google Haiti in 1975, it's a completely different country.
Oh yes.
But once they brought in that Democrat system and took out our dictatorship, the country went to rubble. Okay. And basically that's what's happening with America now. So
okay.
You can put your kids in homeschool, whatever. It don't matter.
Too late.
We're all being indoctrinated into the system.
Okay.
It's too late. And if for the black women that, want to get the white dudes, Billy and Mark and them, it's all good. I know a couple of Billies that married a couple of Takeshas and all that. But one thing though, Shaniqua, Billy likes to go swimming. Billy likes to go swimming.
Good point. Good point. Jake, I got to take more calls, man. Calls getting back up. Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake the Great tapping in. Jordan Wells, sit tight, sir. I see you in the queue. And Marquise, I see you as well. I thought I saw Marquise. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second. I want to get to some of my donations and read them. 518. Jordan Wells, sit tight. You're up next. Sit tight. Marquise, I don't see area code 71 in the queue. Miss D, I got your donation. She says, thank you, Star. I support this topic. I'm a certified New York teacher. I'm in leadership now. Been in it for 12 years. When I'm pregnant, that's when I retire and homeschool my own and help others. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, I'm saying congratulations to the large number, again, according to the census and Edison research, of black families that are homeschooling now. It's different from when I came up. And I don't want to talk about, back when I was coming up. It's a different time, you know. Society's different. You've now got this goddamn social media that is helpful, but at the same time, it's the devil's highway. That's what they used to call it, right? Big Ike got your donation via PayPal. Thank you for tapping in. Hold on a second. Big Ike sent in 3 donations. Hold on. I'm glad FBA are finally homeschooling their kids. How many assaults, molestation, dumbing down, etc. will you keep hearing before it's your kid? He also says, especially after they had trannies lap dancing on kids and pushing the LGBTG agenda. I mean, look at Saucy Santana, Lil Nas X, Gangsta of Love, Zaza, etc. Big Ike also says, white men don't want black females. It's a fetish, and black women will tell you the same. God's favorite is Judah, and the devil's favorite is the Jews. LOL. Oh, boy. Okay. Jordan Wells, thank you for your support, sir. Where do you want to tap in? Jordan Wells. Give him a
Hey, so how's everything going?
It's good. Is your wrench still working in that live chat? Your wrench working?
Yeah,
okay.
It still is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start, man? I'm talking about homeschooling. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to tap in on that one because actually I've been substitute teaching in a high school for several years now.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I think that with homeschooling children, African American children, it's pros and cons to it.
Okay.
But I feel that just from my experience with the students in school, I think that the issue is not necessarily isolating them from the wrong crowds. I think it's really the issue is getting them to focus on the work.
Okay.
You know, because with all of this technology and the social media, all I see every single day is just students cutting classes and just wandering the halls with their heads down, looking at their phones. And it's like there's just no focus.
Good point.
In the actual school work, you know. So I don't think necessarily putting them in homeschool is the answer for every single student. I think it's just to each his own, depending on if the student wants to learn and wants to be educated, then yes, it helps. But then also, a lot of these students just don't have the right environment. They're not growing up in the right environment to have that homeschool ability to be at home.
Well, what about the collective effort, Jordan Wells? I mean, there's individual, cases, yes, but what about the collective effort? Are we looking at a better, black society moving forward, whether it be FBA, Caribbean mixed, Cape Verdean? I mean, what do you think about the collective effort and the census numbers that show more black families are homeschooling? I mean, as a whole, you support it or no?
See, I'm kind of on the fence on both sides of it. I can't really say I'm completely with it or against it. Like I said, I think there's pros and cons to it.
Okay.
But I would prefer that they mingle with people of different cultures, just so that they have that way of communicating. Because just from seeing the students, African American students in the high school, communicating with Caucasian kids, Latino kids, and just being able to possibly be influenced to go in the right path and to have some ways of communicating better. But the issue is when I see the African American students in school communicating with other non-black kids, it's kind of it's like there's a lot of followers.
Okay. Now hang on a second, Jordan Wells. You've been substitute teaching for how long again?
For about 5 years now.
5 years. And how old are you? I forget. How old are you?
33.
Okay. And for those who don't know, you are an author. You've written novels. One of your books is Logged Off, where you stepped back from social media. It's helped you mentally, me, a man of my age, I have to pull back from social media. I've even gotten to the point now where when I get a text, if I'm not doing this show here, I'll hear the goddamn text and I won't even go to the phone. I'll wait 5 minutes. I'm trying to, just pull back. However, the newer generation, virtual schooling, dealing with people, a lot of it is virtual now. So their reality is way different from mine and different from yours. They don't need to sit down with someone and touch their hand or smell their fucking breath. I'm dealing with you. I'm here, you're in West Bubble, fuck. But we are having the discussion that we can have, and that's their reality. So all that rubbing elbows and walking and talking together, that's going to be some old shit at some point, yeah? Sadly?
Oh yeah. I would even give it like another 10 years, and pretty soon it will be all virtual, where they won't even have kids in schools anymore. And it's crazy because I put that in my book, Logged Off, that it's going to eventually, the students, there won't be no more schools. All the students will be learning virtually through their phones or laptops and tablets.
My girlfriend is sitting right here. Her name is Asia. We got the best relationship. She's right. She's a mannequin head.
Yeah. But you know what?
I'm happy, and she's happy. Good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In a way, I kind of see that like virtual learning as kind of like fair game, where kind of like the students have to fend for themselves. Yeah. Where it's like nobody's forcing them to not learn anything. It's like they can have their own control in learning whatever it is that they're learning virtually, because there's no other classmates distracting them from learning or anything like that. So I see some positives in it.
Okay, I want you to promote your platform and your books before you go, Jordan Wells, please.
Yes. One of my first book, Logged Off, My Journey of Escaping the Social Media World, is a second edition available now on Amazon. And there's also my novel, Madam President, which is about domestic violence, first woman president going through domestic violence in the White House, which has actually been my bestseller as of today. So it's doing very, very well.
Nice.
So if y'all guys can check it out, appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night.
Okay, guys, I need to take a quick break. And go open my sliding door and turn the goddamn heat down. Marquise, you're up next. Sit tight. Okay, someone just sent a donation. Monsieur, am I saying your name right? Monsieur Buffont. Star e-learning is worth over $315 billion. Yeah, homeschooling is the way of the future. Also, 405. Okay, can you sit tight? Area code 405. Let me take a quick break. And I'll be right back. Okay, don't you move. Okay, back in the building. All right, if you're just now joining me, we're talking about more black families in the U.S. are homeschooling. My source is CNN and other articles. This is an update from a story that came out in 2020 during the pandemic. Black families leading the charge. Hold on a second. I put the information on the screen earlier. I might do it again, but let me get some of these calls rolling here because we're having a good discussion. Marquise, is that you, sir? Area code 701. Thank you for your donation. Marquise.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, man, thank you for your support. Where do you want to start? Homeschooling.
With the black families. Basically, no, I was just calling in because I just wanted to just say that I'm all for it. I think it's a good thing. I mean, if some people like argue against it and say that, hey, it needs to happen in the school, I would just argue and say like that actually just was an event just from circumstance, because it had to happen that way because technology wasn't where it is now.
Okay.
And so education happening in the classroom was a thing that happened in the past just because of where technology was in the past.
Can I ask, how old are you?
Just turned 30.
Okay. To be objective, do you think the black race, and keep in mind race is a social construct, it's not a concept. Do you think the black race is just as strong as Asians and Caucasians? You know, all this homeschooling sounds great. But do you think the black race can teach their young in the same fashion, and can the results be just as good as the white race?
Most definitely. But I do think I heard some callers who just like chimed in with this sense of like it doesn't have to be a black thing, but most definitely if black parents are looking to get together, I think that would just help with like culture being established. But I think definitely if it's not a thing of, oh, this is a black thing that's forming and we're just trying to be in a sense like a group, like I think if it's coming from a place of we're just trying to give our kids a better education and we see that this is a better option, then definitely I think it can be always as strong. But if it's coming from a place of we're just trying to have something, to have our own group, to call it this, to call it a black thing, then no, it won't be as strong.
Well, I would assume you're a black man. Can I marginalize you? You're a black man? Okay, so you're...
Oh, definitely.
Oh, so you're saying, yeah, definitely. Do you do any research? Have you done any research on individual test scores and things like that, an IQ test and... different things. Hang on. Different things by way of research and charts, and the Asians. The fact that last time I checked, in Japan, children have school year round. They don't even have a summer recess. So you're saying, and again, I'm just trying to just to be objective, not saying I agree or disagree, but do you think the blacks can advance just as much as the whites through homeschooling?
Most definitely, because like I said, what you do is you adapt. So you develop a model by studying other models. And so if we as black, we come together and we say, okay, this is what others are doing, well, then you take from that. So it's like a famous book out there called like Stealing Like an Artist. I mean, you take from what is being done. So definitely we will.
There's also a book called The Bell Curve. You ever heard of that book?
No, I haven't, sir.
Okay. Continue. I'm just asking. Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just saying, so like, yeah, if it forms in the sense of, from like looking out and seeing what others are doing. And so if it's the case that there has to be like more hours or more days like inducted during the week, and like you come up with the curriculum and you see that is one that will end up working, then definitely. But I mean, like I said, I mean, black people can definitely form a system that's as strong as any other system that other people have formed. Okay. I mean, this is definitely...
So Suki Hana's kids through homeschooling can be just as smart as Bill Gates' grandkids. Suki Hana, Cardi B,
So with smartness, we're talking about also too, like there is a gap of knowledge in the sense of what other families, could be like introduced to as far as like otherworldly things. But if we're like restricting things to, let's say, concepts of, math, science, social studies, and so forth, then that's what I'm saying. They can provide an equal education in terms of that. But as far as the other knowledges of the world that, let's say only some groups, have, the ability to tap into, then no.
Okay. Hey, man, I appreciate your donation, and I thank you for chiming in. I was just trying to throw you a curveball or two just for a discussion.
I know.
Thank you, man. Yes,
but,
sir.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me call in.
I appreciate you as well. Thank you, man. So thank you. Okay. Folks, www.theblackAgendaMovement.com. I say again, theblackAgendaMovement.com. This is one of my sponsors in the community section. There's a banner that will take you to a link to purchase tickets. They have an event coming up, and I'm going to do my best to be there. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find the banner. Okay, here it is. And I'm going to load this up right before the show ends. But it's in the community section right now, www.theblackAgendaMovement.com, all right? Please tell them I sent you. And, okay, I got your donation, Patrice. Thank you so much. Okay, who is? I think I spoke to Duchess. I think I spoke to her. Area code 980. Thank you for your call, Duchess. Yeah. Jacinda, did I say your name right? As a former teacher, keep my child away from savages. Okay. That's a reality that might be just as much of a concern as, your kids going to school with other groups, cultures, and being at risk of school shooters. Well, I'd rather keep them home and, keep them away from all this goddamn drill rap. Quasi got your donation. Quasi says, my kids are homeschooled. And no white males don't want black females. There is no ROI. Woo! Return on investment from dating a black chick. Damn, Quasi. Okay. Hey, Jenna, are you calling in? Hold on a second. Is Janet in the queue? Where are you, Janet? Come on and get some of this action. Janet's a very knowledgeable woman. Okay, I got your email, Janet, but okay, Ricky Rick on the check, and Ricky Rick says it's because the LGBTQ are grooming kids in schools. I would have to agree with you for the most part, you know what I don't like? These what do you call this stuff? These lap dances that they're some type of trans shows and troll babies. What is that? It's like fucking pedophilia when you have these grown-ass adults, trans people, doing these shows for their kids. I don't like that. Thank you, Ricky Rick. Are you a father? I'm not, man. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I've given stories on the microphone with regards to what they're teaching in school, but I'm not fully up to speed. DJ Dooya. Okay, yes, sir. I got your information. Hold on, guys. Okay, let me just say copy. Copy. Also, let me bring in area code. 973, you've been on hold. Thank you for your patience. Area code 973, you there? 973. 973, I gotta go. Okay, DJ Dooya, I just sent you an email back, all right? Let me go to 914. Good evening, 914.
Hello.
Hey, you there, 914?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
This is Miss D.
Hey, Miss D, thank you for your support. Where do you want to start? I'm trying to comb through this, but I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent, so go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw anything at me. I can be professional. I don't want to be. I'm still in education, so I don't want to be too messy. But I've just been listening to what everybody's saying.
Okay.
So, I mean, you were talking about data. That's all I know. With a special ed background, I know all about the assessments that are used. I mean, you could just ask me questions I can answer. I don't want to talk in circles, but as far as homeschooling,
I'm just talking about the update from the story that came out back.
I can respond to the data.
Yeah, the story that came out in 2020. There's a video in my community section. For the most part, I think it's a good thing. They're leading the race, shall we say, according to multiple reports here. Do you think this is a good thing?
Depending what the goal is. If you want your child to go to college or get a corporate job, then you would want quality education. Then they couldn't just stay home, like somebody said before, and just say it's homeschooling. You really would have to have them have quality education at home. But the social part of it, somebody was saying, you can, if you're a part, your district, if you trust your district, you can have your, when it's all finalized and you're on paper, you're homeschooling them. I can only speak to New York because that's where I'm from, and you can have them join sports and after-school activities as part of your local district because you're still assigned to a district.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When you say, hey, I want to, XYZ, homeschool my child, okay. I don't think you have to give too many reasons why. Some people don't like their public school, and they have the data to prove that their child's failing, and they don't trust the teachers or X, Y, and Z. It can go. It could be any reason. Now, but you have to follow a curriculum.
Now, you said this is your field, and you've been in this area for how many years?
2010.
2010.
2010.
Okay. Let me go back for a second. If I had to guess, again, I don't have kids, so I don't know. I don't think the goal would be for your kid to get a corporate job. You said a corporate job. If I were a parent today, hang on. If I were a parent today and I were raising small children and homeschooling them, I would want them to be entrepreneurs. I would want them to be in seek of running a business, how to work, with others from their culture and or group. A corporate job wouldn't be the goal. That was the goal for my generation and those after me.
Right.
What do you say about that?
What I would say about that is, but who's teaching it? A parent that's disgruntled, that thinks that they, know more about entrepreneurship with no entrepreneurship background. They're doing the education, so you have to handpick what education you want. YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why I'm using the word curriculum, because that could work if that's the end goal with the quality amount of education that you're providing to them. And then you'd have to make assessments and tests and quizzes to see what level your child is at, so they would even be prepared for that. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, so
it could work if that's the direction, but, as far as if you want to keep them in school, I always promote vocational. I've seen where students can't even be in the classroom for 45 minutes, and they're acting out because their mind is wandering. Like someone said about technology, it's a different time. They need short intervals of textbook work, handwritten work. They need the hands-on to do, if you want to trade, if you don't even want them to go to college, because college isn't really as popular as it was before. That isn't a lot of the students that I speak to. They don't even want to go to college. So they want a job. They want to make money. They want to trend
fair,
on YouTube. They want
to be fair. I've always supported people who go to college, even though I didn't go myself. My parents had the money. I just chose a different route. I think college is a great thing if you network and you mix and mingle with your peers, because even if you don't graduate, you are networking with people that you can stay in contact with throughout your life. And so for that matter, I think it's beneficial. When people say, I wasted my money on college, okay, well, maybe you did, but did you take advantage of, people
I agree.
of like mindset? Or were you just partying and having sex and you didn't even fucking pay attention?
Well, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right on that.
Yeah.
But then go to community college then. You explore some options, take some vocational classes, and then see if you can get that, the Excelsior scholarship that they're offering in New York.
Okay.
Like, stuff like that. There's opportunities if you really want to go the traditional route.
Okay.
Well,
again,
But the academic part of it is the issue. The grades got to be up there. So if a student is struggling and parents are seeing it and they feel like they're not getting anything from in the classroom in their school district, why wouldn't you homeschool?
Well, you would know better than
Why
me.
wouldn't you?
You would know better than me, but the stage where you graduate from homeschooling, I don't know that stage, but if the parent...
It could be traditional where you could graduate with their class if they want to be with their peers. They could do that. That could be done.
No. I was going to say, if the parent...
What do you mean?
If the parent feels comfortable by the time the child is 15, listen, you're ready. If you were still in high school, you would have to do 2 more years, but I think I did a good job.
Exactly.
I think I did a good job on you. You're ready. Let's go. Go start your business online. And these young people today, they are entrepreneurs. They're literally learning.
But how would a parent know when they're ready? That's where the data comes
I
in
don't
when the
know.
assessments come in. How would you say? Yeah, that's what I'm
don't
saying. When
know.
people think, these things like I'm just going to keep my child home and then I'm just going to read out of a book. I still feel like you need a village and you need the support to find a good curriculum that would prepare a child and have somebody else so you take bias out of it. Educate or test your child and match up the data. You need the data.
What did you?
I'm going to keep saying it because
Right. You're
yeah,
right.
like
you're
I
right.
don't
But
know.
what is that?
Yeah.
What's that old saying? It takes a village. Maybe that old saying.
It does.
Well, hang on. Maybe that old saying is outdated. Now maybe it just takes a mother and father to teach you at home and to get you ready. And then when it's time to get out of the nest, we'll see what you're made of. Maybe it
that's
doesn't take a village. Go ahead.
But I feel like that's too sheltered because if you want to put them out in the real world, it would be more than you in communicating with just your parents.
Good point.
But,
Good point.
Yeah.
Definitely,
we're talking about the social aspect of it. How were they able to network and have meetings and do presentations if they're an entrepreneur? You'd have to test that. You'd have to be exposed to it.
Yeah, listen, I'm open to change. I'm open to change, but at the same time, I see that we have become such a society where we are so not willing to even have a goddamn phone conversation. I mean, most people that I'm intertwined with today, they rather text than goddamn talk. When I try to pay a goddamn bill, they say you have to go online. There's no one to talk to. If I'm dealing with however, well, you can go online. It's so much easier. So this generation coming up, all that old shit, meeting people and going down to the goddamn to the poetry lounge. That's that old shit. I'll let you finish up. Go ahead.
Some of it could work if we're going to talk about the social part of it, but how much can that, we're challenging technology. So I don't even bother. I just make it work.
Right.
Even when I was the teacher in the classroom, I used the technology. All right, shut your books. Now we're going old school style with a textbook and a pen and paper. You both.
Well, I salute you for being an educator, and I thank you for your knowledge tonight. Thank you so much for calling in. Yes, thank you.
You think? Yeah, you're welcome.
Right,
thank you for having me. Yeah. Bye.
We're cooking. Guys, check out my sponsors, okay? Also, again, www.theblack-agenda-movement.com. Let me finish up on this other title here, the showrunner. Geechee Gaming. Sit tight, I see you in the queue. 516, you're up next. Geechee Gaming, sit tight. Okay. Stanley got your donation. Starwood sent his children to private school, then required they send him a donation to purchase school supplies. I'm okay with that. OTG got your donation. My sister's homeschool. I saw the benefits firsthand of homeschooling. Okay. Let me say, and let me make it clear, even though I'm from a different generation, I respect parents who take the time to homeschool their kids. That's got to be patience. Especially in today's world. You got kids, they're this is going to sound a little crazy, but the food that we are consuming, it's so sugary, it's so fattening, the growth hormones, and all that other stuff, So to deal with that now, and to have that patience, I salute you if you're a parent teaching homeschooling. 516, is that Geechee? 516.
What up, Star? What's good, man?
How are you, sir? I'm talking about homeschooling. It seems to be on the rise with black families in America.
Roger that, man. I'm a teacher myself.
Okay.
So I just want to call in and kind of get my 2 cents on it.
Please.
I teach. Yeah, so I teach at what they call Title I schools, and what that is basically low income. The area around it is low income. So, it's mostly our kids as far as,
okay.
Black, kids that are from around the way. And if you can homeschool your kids, it's definitely the best thing to do. And it's not because of the teachers or because of the school. It's because the population of the school, you know, especially after COVID, where a lot of these, you know, 4th and 5th graders lost 2 years of school, and they're absolute, they're savages, man. And the parents are savages too. So what your kid is, you know, and you know, I'm just trying to keep it real, man. What your kid is going to be around is people that have no empathy, people that have no, you know, and the teachers are doing their best. But then again, the teachers are mostly crackers that are, you know, trying to figure it out. They don't even understand how to communicate with our kids. And then the black people, it's a lot of black women that are trying to communicate with the young black boys. And it turns into this whole, you know, shit show. So if you can homeschool your kids, you definitely should. But, you know, I think the problem is right now is that a lot of people are looking at the system or at the teachers and blaming them, whereas really the kids and the parents are fucked up, man. I've seen the most disgusting shit over the past couple of years from the kids.
Sir, you're a teacher. You're a teacher. Can you pull back on the language? You're a teacher. We're looking to you to steer this conversation from a more intellectual standpoint. Go ahead.
Yeah, no point. Yeah, no problem. So like when it comes to young men, if you're talking like 6th or 7th graders, they have a propensity to just any girl they see, they're gonna hit them. They're gonna touch them, and I mean punch them in the face, punch them in the private parts. Stuff you never seen when we came up. You know, when we came up, it was like you might have a crush on a girl, and you know what I'm saying. You try to figure it out, but these young men, they want to hit girls. They want to grab them. They want to do all types of nasty stuff. So if you put your kid in a public school setting right now, it's a war zone. And the teachers can only do so much. There's only one teacher with, you know, 26 kids. So not to get too long-winded, but the problem right now is the population that is coming into the schools. The kids.
Might you be in the New York City tri-state area? Where are you exactly?
I'm down in South Florida.
Oh, South Florida.
It's probably kind of like, yeah, you know, South Florida, New York, or, you know, we're kind of like, brother and sister kind of.
You've got an influx of, I'll just say, people from other places, and it's you've got overcrowded classrooms, and it's pretty tough down there. I mean, I never went to school in Florida, but it's tough. Good.
You've got, and this year alone, we've probably had at least 6 or 7 marijuana overdoses from edibles and vape pens. So it's like, you know, like, why would you send your kid into that environment if you can help it? So I'm going to jump off the line, Star. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Many blessings, and keep doing your thing, dog.
Thank you, sir. Okay, salute. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Someone's calling from Australia. I don't know what number you're calling in from. If you want to shoot me an email, just tell me the area code. Okay, Big Aki tapping in again via PayPal. Oh, yeah, and that nigga mammy you had on... Okay, well, let's slow down. Big Aki. Thank you for your donation. Same crook got your donation. Thank you so much. Rastafari Ministries, are you on the line, sir? Where is my brethren? Rastafari Ministries, is that you, sir?
Blessed love, Rastafari.
Bless. I'm coming to Jamaica. I have to go see Trenchtown before the Chinese take over that goddamn place. I'm coming.
Right now it's set to be the next Chinatown.
Oh,
to be the next, so you gotta get it real quick.
Are you serious?
You gotta get it where you could get in.
Are you serious?
Huh?
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, dude. I mean, the Chinese. Remember, the Chinese have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So therefore, they don't really want to go ahead and share the wealth to their population. Mm-hmm. So they dump in their populations all over the world. And Jamaica is easy picking.
Yeah.
You know, and they dump in these populations. These populations are finding place to live. You understand? And
but now Chinese are good people now, so I'm not saying, oh man, they're taking over as if there's some bad people. But now hang on a second. I'm not sure if you're up to speed, but I'm shifting gears. I'm not totally turning my back on my lineage. Foundational Black American and American descendant of slave. But I am claiming my Caribbean side. I'm claiming St. Kitts. I've got family from there. I've never been there. Dominica, and I'm going to go to Jamaica because Jamaicans have been great to me. So I just wanted to I'll let you know that. But
Star,
go ahead.
Star, all you're doing is retracking the boat. Right. We're all on the same damn boat.
Right.
This got dropped off.
Right.
So it's either here or there, bro.
So now hang on a second. So let me ask you a question. So Trenchtown, they used to have the trenches where all the shit and stuff went into the trenches. Do they still have that, or is it?
No. Trenchtown is Disney World now.
Really?
It's a big museum because of the whole Bob Marley era. So they've cleaned it up. It's a big tourist attraction. It's going to be nice and clean when you go there.
I got to come now. Now I got to come. Wow.
No. There's a tourist bus. There's a bus that takes you there. The tourist board is marketed it real good to make you feel nice and safe.
Okay. Do you want to chime in? We're talking about homeschooling, Black families now in America, a big increase since the pandemic. What say you?
Well, look, the Chinese didn't have our Jewish brothers. They didn't have any social contact with everybody else. I mean, I grew up in Borough Park, Brooklyn.
Good point.
I mean, they had their own schools. They didn't socialize with us.
Good point.
They came out to be very good lawyers and very good doctors and know how to communicate with people because they socialized amongst themselves and they interacted with us, on field trips and stuff like that. I mean, you could have cultural exchanges. You understand? And still have homeschools. The thing is with homeschool is you have to have collective homeschool. This is what I want to get to. Because we in the Rastafari community, we kind of experienced it where we started homeschooling and then we had to bring a lot of the families to the tabernacle so that the kids could assess the kids so they could pass these state classes, the state boards and stuff like that. So it's good to have homeschool that meet with other families and at least once or twice a week collectively meet so these kids can communicate with each other and they can actually what we used to do, we used to follow a Yahweh Ben Yahweh and even Louis Farrakhan, and then we used to do we make relationships with various different institutions in the community, like a hospital, like a
Yahweh Ben Yahweh. He was a killer. He went to prison.
No. We're talking about the institute. No, Yahweh Ben Yahweh went left. But
he went left, really left.
Kids. But if you saw, they had an amazing school. These kids could recite off in cadence the planets and moons, and they knew algebra, recite theorems. They were amazing. I mean, it's just that, the cult of personality always destroys a great institution, So it had a great thing that was going for the kids.
Okay.
I mean, he had everybody in school and everything. He just went left field, of course.
Yeah, he was out there.
We used to interact with them when it was running okay. With their school, with the way how they had their school system. They would have collective homeschooling where all these families got together in a community center and they all went through the homeworks and went through all their subjects. They would go to a clinic and learn how nurses operate, so the kids would get exposed to, healthcare and how, different careers. I mean, they'll find a welding shop, whatever it is, electrician. They'll go to and these kids will have so what kids are basically, how do you call it now, tradesmen or tradeswomen, or what kids are more professionals like lawyers or doctors. You expose them to these communities, various industrial and
now hang on a second, Rastafari Ministries. You're in Florida, yes? You're in Florida?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the governor is really cracking down. They don't want CRT being taught in schools in Florida, a critical race theory. And I saw a story recently, which I'm not fully up to speed on, but I think it's to the advantage, to broad stroke, and the state of Florida for black people to teach their kids, yes? On a large scale?
Of course. No, we have always taken the Malcolm X approach. Mm-hmm. You're doing a disservice to your children, making the enemies that enslaved them teach them. You can't expect people that enslaved your kids to teach them properly. Even if they want to, they can't, because the system is not set up for that.
Yeah.
So whatever happens to them, whatever the government does, we try to make sure that we stay ahead of it by trying to create a homeschool program for our own kids.
Okay.
So we even before the pandemic, we had our own homeschooling environment. So you have to brace yourself. You have to make sure you prepare your kids,
right,
so that you can actually teach them yourself. You don't depend on. Come on, it's like the Jews depending on the Germans to teach their kids. They wouldn't do that.
Good point.
They wouldn't do that.
Hey, man, I appreciate your call, and
that shouldn't bother us.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little research on Trenchtown. You say it's totally different from what I saw.
It's a tourist hub. It's a tourist trap right now.
Wow.
The government, in the sense of in that area, the government cleaned it up. You have, I was surprised when I went there, and I said they have tourist bus that goes there, tours that go there. Visit Jamaica. You're just visiting. You're not gonna stay there. Go to Montego Bay, go to Ocho Rios, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Okay. Hey, man.
Go to Tucson.
Yeah. Thank you for tapping in, man, and I appreciate your perspective. Thank you.
And I support FBA, and I support I want you all to get your reparations, just like you're going to get it from King Charles.
Yeah, well,
we're going to get it from King Charles.
If the reparations come down the pipe, I'm going to be in line. Don't get it twisted, but
don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. I'm claiming St. Kitts, St. Lucian, Trinidad and Tobago, and all those places, man. Sooner than later,
so you're
right?
Going to get 2 checks. You're going to get 2 checks.
Good to talk to you, man. Salute.
One love.
Yes, sir. One love. All right. That's my brethren, Rastafari Ministries. Spirit, are you calling in, sir? Spirit. Right now we have Mr. Skylar Saunders information on the screen. Please follow Skylar and check out his work. A great writer, Skylar Saunders, okay? And let me get Spirit's information on the screen. Guys, I need you to subscribe to Spirit's YouTube channel. He should be in the live chat, okay? Ray got your donation. 1 year, homeschooled our kids in Maryland. Easy, okay? Is it Shani? Got your donation, thank you. We need to build black homeschool networks. There's a Black Homeschoolers of Birmingham, Shani. If you have not heard of them, they're pretty popular. Again, Black Homeschoolers of Birmingham. You can find them on Facebook. A lot of information on them. And what else? In New Jersey, my home state, I was surprised. There was a video. There's a video in my community section, but there's another video about black homeschooling, a black homeschooling network, similar to what you're saying, in New Jersey. Okay. Omega the God got your donation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Deeds. Hold on a second, guys. Deeds has sent me a story about a New Jersey woman threatens to blow up home over eviction, then torches it with 30 cats inside. Lord have mercy. Whoa. What part of New Jersey? Whose cats were these, Deeds? Oh, Monmouth County. I can't do this right now. This will be in the community section tomorrow. Mammy goes ape shit in New Jersey. Good God almighty. Drew Who got your donation. Homeschooling is the FBA ADOS solution needed. I would think so. Does anybody know if the government is giving funding for homeschooling for black families? That might be more of a reality than reparations, you know. Blade tapping in. I knew Star would mention the bell curve. I just asked him a question if he had read the book, Blade, all right? Brock, I got your donation. Are current parents smart enough to homeschool? That is a good question. But now we can't just marginalize. We can't look at, as I said earlier, the Suki Hanas and the Cardi B's and say that those people, nice people I'm sure, represent homeschooling mothers today. Again, the video in my community section has some really what I consider to be educated, well-spoken mothers, for those who haven't checked it out. Area code 201. Are you there? You have to speed on the topic. 201. Yes, no, maybe?
Hey, Star, how are you, man?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Star, hey, what's going on, man?
Good. We're talking about
I was
homeschooling.
checking it out, listening to the topic, and it's crazy because I was just thinking about, one of your donations. The guy said, "Our parents, can they homeschool? Can they homeschool their kids?"
Today's.
I mean, they don't
parents,
have they don't have a criteria. They don't have a curriculum or lesson plans.
Well, hang on. Let's not marginalize. If you go look at that video in my community section, and there is data that shows that these families, mothers, are qualified. I mean, propaganda would lead us to believe something different. Have you done any research? I'm just asking.
Well, to be honest, I haven't done any research, but where I work at, I work where a lot of kids come in that have behavioral problems.
Okay.
In the great city of Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, Jesus.
So I know.
Wait a minute. What year was that? Was it 2013 when Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook gave $100 million to the Newark, New Jersey?
Cory Booker took the money?
Hang on. Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, gave $100 million to the, was it the Board of Education in Newark, New Jersey? And half of that money went to black consultants. And then I saw my homie, Reverend Al Sharpton, and some other people. They were on the news. They were in some rooms with some fucking, some goddamn Walmart tables and old ass computers.
And listen, man, you're right.
Wait a minute. And the mayor, Cory Booker, oh, that high yellow jiggy nigger. I think he took some of that money, allegedly. I don't know, but go ahead. You were saying, go ahead. Oh, shit.
No. But what I was saying is, it's crazy, but I mean, homeschooling is cool for certain areas. The area that I live in is homeschooling is really not a good thing.
Okay.
Kids need a variety of learning. You can't have that when you got moms trying to teach you something.
Mm-hmm.
You got an ex-boyfriend knocking on the door. You got this one over here. But you have to be in a certain area.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be cool, but for certain counties and certain neighborhoods, it's just not cool.
Right.
These kids need to go to school, get a variety of learn where you can pay attention. Can you imagine you're trying to learn something at home, and then your mom or whoever's teaching get a phone call? Now she's arguing with somebody in the other room. You're trying to figure something out. That's not going to work.
How about this? You're 8 years old, and your mother, she's teaching you. She says, y'all go and do your homework. I got to go out on the deck and smoke my medicine. And the bitch is smoking Spice and K2.
You see what I'm saying? Now you see what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
Come on. See, that's why I said. See, that's why I said. Homeschooling will only work in certain areas.
Right.
In the Essex County area in New Jersey, homeschooling is not going to work.
Yeah. I got to smoke my medicine. Y'all going to do that work. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Shit.
It's all right. You already know, man, because you're from out here. But thanks, man.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. No, I'm not from where you are. So I'm from the beautiful suburbs. You're in Newark. Oh, my goodness. Andre got your donation, man. Thank you for tapping in, sir. Andre on the check-in. Okay, it's raining outside. I thought somebody was trying to come through the goddamn the door. I have the deck door open. Got Moses in my hand, nigga. You can come in, but you ain't getting out one piece. Andre says the average person doesn't realize corporations are moving away from the industry revolution. It's what the modular school system is built on, okay? Modular, okay? Robotics and AI software have started to replacing humans at an alarming rate. Yeah. Again, I've got no kids, so I'm not fully in the loop. I'm really not in the loop in terms of homeschooling. I don't know. I don't have any younger people in my family, except I got a nephew. He's 14. I think he's a drill rapper out in the Midwest. Oh, shit, I had to block him on fucking Instagram. Anyway, let me get back here and let me get focused. Okay, somebody from Janet, pardon me, Janet. Somebody from Australia was trying to get on the line. Janet, is that you? Area code 973, Janet?
Yeah, hey, Star, how are you?
Thank you for being patient. You sent me a couple of emails. Let's take our time. You're in the New Jersey area, and I'm just referring to this update with regards to more black families homeschooling.
I'm in Newark, New Jersey, Brick City.
Brick City. Come on, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Where do you want to start?
Well, one time I got a phone call from the teachers union, and they asked me for a donation. Okay. And I said, sure, I'll give you a donation. Just name me 2 of your teachers' kids that are attending any public school in Newark, and I'll go ahead and send you this donation. So I didn't get that information because I couldn't find one at the time that any teachers in Newark that had their children. I'm not talking teacher aid or anything like that. I'm talking about teachers who had their children in the Newark public school. They were all in private or the charter schools. Now, here's my thing. I believe that it's twofold, because I believe most of these teachers, especially here in Newark, they're in Newark for the money. I don't think they're in Newark for the children. Because I'm online and I know a lot of them personally, and the way they mock the kids when they're not around them is kind of heartbreaking. It's kind of heartbreaking. So my whole thing is I don't think that overall, I don't think black folks should separate themselves from the school system.
Whoa.
Not at all, because once we
come on.
Because once we leave, those doors may not open back up, and there may be opportunities in there for our children that we may not be able to get. So I'm thinking a hybrid, 2 days at home and 3 days at school, because then, you got to realize the kids got to socialize, and they're not going to get that socialization at home. They're supposed to have more than one. They have the primary group, but what about the secondary group that molds them into the person who they're going to be? Okay. They're not going to have that.
Okay.
You understand
now,
what I'm saying?
Can I jump in? But now, to be fair, Janet, you and I are from the same generation, and I was talking to a caller earlier, and the young people today, they don't necessarily need to be in a park and playing handball and basketball just because kids live on the same goddamn block. It's all going to a virtual world anyway. So I hear what you're saying, but you're saying don't necessarily remove the crutch. Sounds like you're saying they should have a crutch or something to fall back on with the old way of, or the older school system. Go to a couple of days with public school and then come back home. That's what you're saying?
Yes. Okay. So now I graduated from Malcolm X Shabazz, right?
Okay.
When I was in Malcolm X Shabazz, my mother worked at Malcolm X Shabazz. So I knew everybody before I even got to high school because, they used to, come over to the house and all this other stuff, the staff and everything. So, we had the marching band, we had all types of activities, and it was a great school. Mr. Mays was my principal. So, if anybody out there from the Newark area know who Mr. Mays is, and he was like an uncle to me. You understand what I'm saying? So the education was fierce. I mean, we came in on the standardized test. We came in number 2 or number 3 one year. And, so we were we was a good school. Now the school is crap. All right. So I hear. I'm not, so I hear that it's crap now. I'm not certain. I haven't been there, so I don't know. But when I was there, it was, we were like number 1, number 2 in the state.
Can I jump in, Jenny? I will let you speak and finish your piece. But now, again, you and I are from a different time, and you were you were talking about people coming over your house.
Yeah.
Ooh. Today, hang on, Janet, please let me just get this out.
My youngest,
Janet, let me get this out. Today,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Today, you can't have niggas up in the house. You can't have the neighbors over. Everybody's sitting around eating neck bones and collard greens and cornbread. No, you can't, because you're gonna have people streaming live, showing everybody where you at. Yeah, I'm up on so and so's house, and the location. You got some shit up in there. Somebody see, they're coming to get it. So. It's different now. People don't just go over other people's houses. You can't even welcome people in your home now. You're talking about a different day and time. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, as far as school, so I mentioned that I went to Malcolm X Shabazz, Bulldogs for Life. Now, my son, he went to all charter schools. So when he went to charter schools, he didn't have the marching band, the track team, none of that socialization he got. And sometimes I feel that he missed out on that, because my kid he was a very active, very artistic, very outgoing kid. He could make friends everywhere. So he missed out on a lot of that. And then he tried to make up for it. And I noticed, not him doing it purposely, but I'm noticing what he was doing. Then he started hanging out with the ruffians in the neighborhood, and I had to cut that short because he was going down the wrong way. And that was a real fight, because he never had that real, I don't really know the people that I live among, because I'm over here in this school and they're over there in that school. And so he's not really communicating with them, So I thank God for my neighbors. And taking them on trips and doing that. I thank God for the Newark Explorers, Police Explorers. He was part of that, and he got some of that. But the real heart of it, he didn't get, and he was going to go ahead and hang out with these people. And he was, and it took a lot of fight. And so that's what I'm saying. When they don't get that secondary, that secondary socialization and know how to travel in that, traverse in that, they miss out on that. And so when they get an older age and they get
if I can jump in, I think I've heard you out. I've heard you up, and if I can just if we can pull it back into homeschooling today, is it more beneficial? I mean, I put up some charts on the screen earlier and some data with regards to more black families are homeschooling since the pandemic, and even now. I'm leaning more towards saying this is a good thing. I mean, that old shit, and I hate to say old shit, the older way how we grew up. Yes, we had friends playing in each other's basements with goddamn G.I. Joes, and you had the Barbies, townhouse, all that silly shit. But it's different now. It's different now. You want the parents of today, they want their kids to interact virtually with kids over in Belgium, Germany, Japan, and get a broader sense of the world as opposed to just, who lives in their goddamn immediate area. Yes,
but
no?
That should be their full scope. Because like I said, you can give them that. You can do that. And that's great. Wonderful. Mazel tov. But when they walk out their front door, how are they gonna travel that? How are they gonna cope with that?
Don't walk out the front door. You work downstairs. Everything is digital. What are you walking out the front door for? Go online and pay your bills. You want to go to a concert? Put on your fucking virtual reality helmet. You want some sex? Get a goddamn simulator or something. What are you going out the front door for?
Bye. Bye.
No, don't hang up. Don't hang up. Stay with me. We're having a good conversation. Stay with me. Homeschooling black families. God damn it, I'm 80% there now. 80% there. Go ahead and finish up.
I'm just saying it could be met with a hybrid because you have to live in this world. We can't run from it. We have to live in it. The children have to learn to navigate on their own. They're gonna have to learn how to do it. They're not gonna learn how to do it being closed up into a room with a computer.
Gotcha.
And like I said, my youngest is 23 years old.
Okay.
He makes more than I do. He's working. His office is here in the house.
Okay.
His office is here in the house. But that took a lot of work because he could have been out there. Because he didn't know how to cope with streets. He could have been out there because I didn't allow him to be around that and see that in the high schools, like in the regular high school.
Gotcha.
Because I kept him away. My neighbor kept him away. He didn't see that, and that was my fault.
It sounds like he turned out okay to me. But thank you, Janet. We had a good conversation. I gave you the last word, didn't I?
Yes, you did, and I thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
So
thank you so much. Okay. See, folks, I want you to speak. I don't need the last word. Go outside for what? Got everything I need right here. Got Asia right here. Here's my girl. The fuck I need to be taking somebody out for? Here's my girl right there. That's Asia. Low maintenance. Get that bitch a new wig once a month. The fuck? Terrence got your donation. Okay, he sent me a love offering. Okay, salute, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. Matthias got your donation. Thank you, sir. Matthias. I will always remember that name from the movie with Charlton Heston, the Omega Man. One of the villains was named Matthias. That's a very should we say historical name, Matthias? Yeah. Thank you for your donation, sir. Newt 8282. If Asia was black, somehow you would be... Sir, she is black. Asia is black. What? She ain't white. She's black. Put a little makeup on her and make it even darker if I want to. Okay, what area code? I got your email. Thank you. From Australia. Are you calling in and you're just saying salute? Thank you for your donation. Thank you very much. Hold on a second. I think this is you right here. I don't see you in the queue. 240 is checking in. 240, is that OTG? OTG on the line? Good evening, good evening.
Yes, sir, that's me.
Hey, Matt, thank you for your support. Where do you want to start, man? We're having a good discussion about black families homeschooling now more than ever before. Black families.
Well, first, I'm a big advocate
for homeschooling.
Okay.
Mainly due to the effects and the benefits I've seen with my little sister.
Okay.
Just to go back, I've been through charter schools, all boys schools. I've been in public schools, private schools. So throughout my history of going to school, I've always been an inquisitive young child. And I would actually be questioned and ridiculed. And sometimes I would also be chastised by not only the Caucasian teachers, but my own fellow black teachers. So throughout school, I always had a certain resentment. So fast forward now to COVID, my sister was pulled out of public school by my parents due to, the COVID restrictions.
Right.
And it was just so much unknown going on that they ended up putting her in homeschooling. And one of my biggest fears and questions was, will she be more socially awkward? Because you hear the stories about kids being socially awkward, and honestly, it was the total opposite. My sister not only got better education,
better results, probably better results too. Go ahead.
Way better results. And what people have to understand is that when we say homeschooling, it's not necessarily 100% you providing the curriculum for the teacher. There's so many homeschooling programs that are out there in the country that you can sign your kids up to, and they can be in a limited class setting and get those one-on-one teachings that they won't be privy to in public schools or private schools.
Yeah. If I can just add this again, this is not my world. I'm just, pulling different research and stories. We spoke about homeschooling back, I think it was in the middle of the pandemic, and I forget the woman's name. She's a black woman, and she has a online virtual school, and I think she was doing it prior to the pandemic, and great results, as you just said. So this is the future. This is the now. I'm 80% there, maybe even more than 80% there.
Because at the end of the day, and I'm glad that you touched on that as well. Because at the end of the day, what Black Americans have to understand is that the educational system is nothing but compulsory education. Or another word for eugenics, essentially.
Okay.
So we as Blacks have to understand that there's two types of educations that our children need. They need the I guess, quote unquote, real world education where you need to, go to school and get your high school diploma so you can be eligible to get certain 9-to-5 jobs, the basic line of works. But you also need the education foundations at your own home. I've heard a lot of parents talk about, well, my children, they're going to be in the house all the time, and social media can potentially be more of a heightened thing for them because they're in the house all the time. Well, to speak on to that, I had an ex-fiance once upon a time, and she had and her mother had 8 grandchildren.
Okay.
All different ages. And I'm talking about the moment they got into the door, before they can even take off their shoes, she confiscated all their phones and told them, hey, you can be on your phone for a limited time, about an hour, 2 hours throughout the day. But for the rest of the time, you're going outside to play. We're going to go do activities. And those kids got those social cues through different what would we say, after school curricular activities or sports and learning complex and things of that nature. So there's ways that you can help your children still be socially aware and socially cued without having to keep them suppressed in the household.
Right. I agree with you, man. And growing up in the 70s, my mother, who was a school teacher, she realized certain things about me, and she always used to make me keep a small book in my back pocket. I've told this story before. For about maybe 5 years of my formative years, I always had to have a little book in the back pocket because she felt that I needed to read more often. The television was there. They called that the idiot box. and she wanted to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
I was reading more. So it helped me. It really did. So I thank you for your calling, for your support, man.
No problem, Star.
Yes,
You
sir.
keep it going, man.
Thank you.
Do your thing.
Okay. Somebody's on the line from 214. 214, sit tight. I'll be right there. Sit tight, 214. Hey, Scotland, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay. Good to hear from you. Spanky Bighead. I think that's Spanky on the line. Sit tight, Spanky. I'm coming to you next. Crook from DeBrook. Yeah, that story came out a couple of days ago. Crook from DeBrook. I forget the teacher. He was pummeling her, the 17-year-old, because she took some type of Nintendo. Was it a Nintendo Switch? Started beating on her. She went down, and then he was kicking her. I saw the video. I don't know what has happened since then. I think they were trying to charge him as an adult, but thank you for your donation. Yeah. Not to make fun of the situation, but did she try and punk him? Did she take his shit? Give me that. Put her finger in his face. Try to sun him in front of the other kids. Oh. You got some kids that just, they snap when you do that, you know? Took your shit. Damn, son, she punked you. Fuck you. Don't do about that. 214, Spanky Bighead got your donation, man. Thank you for tapping in. Spanky Bighead. You there?
Hi, how you doing? How
Hey.
you doing? Good evening, Star. How you doing?
Good to hear from you, man. We're having a great conversation about homeschooling. I'm not even a goddamn parent. What do you want to chime in?
I'm a parent. I have a 19-year-old. I have a 15-year-old. I'm kind of on the side of Janet and the other caller who mentioned I think the kids just have to do the work.
Okay.
I do think that they do need to be in a class setting, even if it's virtual. And I work in information technology. And
Okay.
I really had a lot of work supporting the company that I work for when it came to remote work from home. So I know we're going in the virtualization direction, but that there's still some social interaction. So I think that's a positive. But I do think and I'm an ADOS man.
Okay.
I think as far as educating your children, I think they should be in a school. I do think that parents have to be more involved. And I say that because growing up in the Bronx, but raising my daughter up in suburbia, I noticed going into a majority white school, my daughter was like in the kindergarten. She wasn't even in kindergarten yet, right before kindergarten.
Okay.
And she could count to 10. Real quick scenario. She could count to 10. But one day I was with her somewhere, and she did not recognize a couple of numbers, particular numbers.
Okay.
And what I realized was that, okay, you can count to 10, but how do you not know the number when you see it? So I had to become extremely involved in teaching my daughters from scratch how to count, single digits, double digits, fives, and math. And I even, as they got older, I incorporated word problems and division and multiplication and all of those things. You as a parent have to be, or at least one of the parents, if they have both, great, but one of those parents has to actively participate in that child's education, because you can't just assume that the class is teaching correctly and that your child is grasping correctly. For ADOS, I think we definitely have to take more control, maybe additional education. Let it become part of our culture to educate our children outside of the school in addition to the school. Plenty of communities, like the Jewish community, they spend hours on after school and on weekends on their own culture.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe it's up to us to fortify, or at least what we think they should be learning in these schools, but to fortify on our own. Fortify the math, fortify the science, fortify English and phonics, so that we can compete successfully out here, because that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about competing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so, that's just my take on it.
Okay.
Great show as always.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I watch your show more than even Yvette Carnell now.
I like Yvette. I don't want to take any shots, man, but thank you for your support. Thank you.
No. Oh, never. I love Yvette.
I like
love
Yvette.
Yeah. I love Yvette, and I'm also tuning in and contributing to On the Block with Jen. I like a lot of her content.
Nice. Yeah, she got a microphone. She got a microphone now. She's on that jiggy shit. She's got herself a bread. It's got lights on it.
Oh yeah. I saw the white.
Flashing Puerto Rican lights.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, she got the brown skin on fleek. I see you with the white mic. I see you.
Hey man, thank you for your call. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Big Elvis, I apologize, man. Elvis, are you there?
Big Elvis to Chef Rosenberg, I am here.
Hey, man.
No, I'm just listening, man. No big deal. It's all
my
good.
apologies. I forgot you were in the queue. I'm doing a whole lot of different stuff here, man. You have the floor. Take it away. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm cleared out here so nobody is going to interfere with what we're saying. Homeschooling. A new update came out. CNN and other platforms as well. Black families leading the charge now. I put up some stats on the screen earlier. Did you see the information I put on the screen?
No, I didn't. I just stepped into my car right when I text you.
Okay. Whilst you're talking, and Deeds, if you're out there, make sure that the audio is okay. Here we go. All right, on the screen right now, this is a CNN article that came out yesterday, March the 1st, 2023. And what surprised me is that it says, as it does on the screen right now, a form of resistance. Keyword, resistance. More black families are choosing to homeschool their children. Then I found another article that shows the actual graph. Let me make sure my audio is okay. Boom. Black families or alone, and there's some of the stats right there, and it's kind of surprising, but I would say in a good sense. Where do you want to start, sir?
Well, let me say this, before my son hit the 3rd grade, he was the most outgoing. He knew how to dance, like all the Michael Jackson dances. He used to be dancing in my pizzeria and knew all the dances. He gets to the 3rd grade, something happened. He don't want to dance no more. School took something from him. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was said to him, but we let it go, and he just kept on going. Then the pandemic hits, and he's in the 6th, 7th grade, 6th grade at the time, or 5th grade, and we realized that what the school was offering was not necessary. We got to see what it is that they were learning. And let me tell you, this school was preparing my son to work for somebody, to punch in the clock, to take a lunch break, to not be able to express a critical thought. And you know what? We got my daughter who's 10 and my son who's 12 out of school. And let me tell you, when they both hit 14, 15, we're going to let them take the GED test.
Okay.
And I got my son is heavy right now in basketball. I'm going to spend, $100,000 on his basketball. And my daughter, she's going to do the volleyball.
Nice.
And because, she's going to be, my wife is 6'4", so she's going to be like 6'2", 6'3", my daughter.
Wow.
So we're going to put her in these sports. So my point is that school, if you want your kid to have doubts and to question themselves and not have the ability to stand up with their head up and really, really believe in the words that they're saying, then put them in school. But if you want your kids to be critical thinkers who are going to be able to express themselves, the right eye contact, with massive confidence, and be super smart, you should see the stuff we got my son reading, the books he's reading, because he has to do 20 pages a day.
Okay.
My daughter has to do 10 pages a day. My son has to do 20 pages a day. He has to read out loud.
Wow.
Now, when I told him the other day, I said, did you read chapter 4? He said, Dad, I'm up to chapter 6 on his own, because he's learning the power of these words and these books. And Star, I am so super, super excited about my son out of school,
Good for you.
and the future looks really, really bright for him.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys can, along with him, decide when he's ready, as opposed to being held back. Not that he would be held back, but traditional schools, you can make that decision together, and he can go from the nest into his next phase of life, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But from what the coaches are telling me, they say he got the eye of the tiger like Kobe. Something, they said they've never seen a kid with so much drive and the ability to just move forward and attack that hoop. And my son is going to be like 6'9", 6'6",
wow,
6'7", somewhere in that
Jesus.
range. I'm 6'2", his mother's 6'4".
Right.
So school is great, but we moving in a different direction.
Right. Hey, man, thank you for calling in. Pardon me for having you on hold so long, but thank you, Elvis.
All right.
Yes, sir. Salute. Okay.
Hey.
Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. DJ Tunka got your donation. Star. Public schools are run like jail systems. Lunch 1 hour, gym 1 hour, and back to the classroom. Speak when spoken to. Okay, but there needs to be some type of regiment, in a child's life. You can't just go to school and go to a different class whenever you fucking feel like, hey, you got to go to science now, algebra, and different shit like that. But thank you for your donation. Folks, also, reports from the National Center for Education Statistics is where you can go. The National Center for Education Statistics has information with regards to tonight's topic. I'm going to finish up on the Cash Apps, and we're going to call it a night. Blade, I got your other donation. Okay, Blade talking crazy. Maybe this trend will lead to fewer blonde teachers getting shot by young black kids whose parents can't be bothered to safely store firearms. Blade, was it ever confirmed that the Newport News 6-year-old shooter was black? The New York Post posted a picture of a young black kid, but then they took that picture down. Thank you for your donation, Blade. Okay, and Blade's hold on a second. Okay, he's talking about the bell curve. Hold on, guys. I might do one more call. I got to get through the Cash Apps, though, okay? Robert, I got your donation. What's this? Okay, I don't know if this is something that has nothing to do with tonight's topic. Okay, I don't see you in the queue. You sent a donation. Is it Tony? I don't see you in the queue. I don't see area code 1610. Where are you? I'll wait for you. Call now. Call again. Call now. I'll keep. Let me write this down. 1610. Charles, I got your donation. DJ Duya, okay, I got your information. You and I will chop up tomorrow. DJ Duya. Hey, Real T. Marie, good to hear from you. She says, school to prison pipeline. Numbers show that black and Hispanic children who have high supervision rates are more likely to be jailed as adults. Long before Facebook data collection, it was the public school sharing data and test scores. Thank you, the Real T. Marie. Good to hear from you. Let me put the info she just sent me in the live chat while I'm waiting for that one caller from Australia. Here's an article that the real T. Marie just sent me. Blade says, even back in the day, you had to be carefully letting niggas in your house, especially shiesty, grimy, cutthroat Jersey niggas like Star. This is facts. Oh, my God. Yep. Thank you, Blade. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Brock got your donation. Dropouts, breastfeeding, cooking, and teaching kids. Oh, shit. Terrence got your donation. Okay, you're asking, can I mention your music channel in the hills? Okay, send me a link. THAHILLZ. Send me a link, all right, so we can see what you're working there, Terrence. Thank you for your support. Okay, and Elvis the Chef, I spoke to you. I think that's it, guys. I don't see any more calls. Grew up in the Bronx, and I think I spoke to Shani. I got your email. Public school. Okay. All right, folks, I don't see the caller from Australia. I'm going to keep it pushing. Thank you for joining the conversation. We had a good conversation tonight. Very good conversation. Here's Deeds' banner. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Where's Deeds' banner? Hold on, guys. Wait a second. Oh. Hold on. Let me take the time to go back in here and find Deeds' banner. Deeds who holds me down. Here she is. Give it a second. And I will see you guys tomorrow at some point. Hold on. Please show your support to Deeds. She keeps the machine running with me, okay? Take care. Good night.
You out this world, need some space for me. I'm out here, girl, I'm back up in the street. So I don't really got time to fuss and fight no more with you. Really got time to fuss and fight no more. Why you tripping, baby? You know you is guided. Acting like you know what's up, but you ain't psychic. Told you nothing going down, but you ain't like it. I told you nothing going down when you excited. So if you want a song, go and get the one. Show me the money, get the money, let's go down, down. Break it up. When we make it all, make it up. Break it up. Break it up, then we make it up. You out this world, need some space for me. I'm out here, girl, I'm back up in the street. So I don't really got time to fuss and fight no more with you. Really got time to fuss and fight no more. What's the problem, what's the issue? Everything I said has been true. Love you, then he ditched you. Nobody